So you're showing up, doing the job, saying the right thing at the right time, getting the work done, but you're not really there. There's a version of you that's watching yourself move through the day from somewhere slightly outside of yourself. And you can't seem to close the distance. It's like you've become an observer of your own life. This is what we call the flat, disconnected state. And unlike being tired but wired, which still has urgency, still has forward momentum, still has adrenaline keeping things moving, this one is a lot quieter, stiller, but not in a good way. In some ways it's harder to name because it doesn't feel like a crisis, it just feels like an absence. The intensity, that the fire that used to define you, and the sharpness, the quality of thinking that goes deeper than the situation requires, all those different problem solving, fast thinking, connection making moments that you have are just gone. And they're replaced by a flatness. And you're not even sure where it happened. So you're just going through the motions of a life that should feel meaningful, you should care, but that's making things feel even worse because you probably don't care. You're trying, you come home, there's people there, but there's nothing left to give. And the people who matter most, they get the emptiest version of you. And it's not because you don't love them or anything like that. It's because the performing that you do when you're working stops the minute you walk through the door. And what's underneath all of that is the nothingness, the flatness, the withdrawal, the inability to access warmth even when you want it. And you start to become cold in a way that you hate. And you know you're being cold. You know you're not showing that you care. You can't fix it. So what's actually happening? What's behind this? So this is what we call the dorsal vagal state. It's the nervous system shutdown response. So after a sustained period of running in overdrive, being in the sympathetic mode, the high fight or flight stress mode, the system eventually goes into conservation mode. It stops spending energy that it doesn't have. Processing slows down, emotional access shuts down. Basically, the colour drains out of everything. It's not dramatic, it just creates this grayscale on everything. It's not necessarily depression, but it feels a bit like it. And it's not who you are now. It's just a specific physiological response to a system that has run way beyond its capacity for too long without being able to actually stop. So it's forced a stop. And this is where most interventions fail. Because standard advice here for someone who is flat and disconnected is to rest. Or just slow down, take a break, inject a bit of novelty, go somewhere new. But that's passive rest. Taking a weekend off, sleeping more, laying on a sofa, rotting. It doesn't work here. Because rest isn't enough. Because the nervous system in dorsal vagal shutdown can't really access restoration from stillness alone. The signal that it's safe to return to function isn't getting through. More stillness just gives the shutdown more time to settle in. So we need a different intervention. What we want here is not rest, it's gentle activation. Some specific inputs that begin to signal to your nervous system that it's actually safe to re-engage without flooding the system that's already in shutdown. We don't want to give it demands that it can't meet. So I'm going to give you one thing you can do right now. It's going to take you 5 minutes. Go outside, and if you can't go outside, open a window and stand next to it. You need some natural light and some fresh air. Both of these are direct inputs into your autonomic nervous system. Then walk for 5 minutes. Not as an exercise or a workout or anything like that. Just a slow, deliberate walk with no destination in mind, no purpose, no distractions, nothing beyond the walk itself. No phone, no podcasts, no input. Just walk and notice 5 things you can see, 4 things you can hear, and 3 things you can feel. Maybe it's the ground underneath your feet. Maybe it's the temperature of the air. Maybe it's the movement in your own body. This is very simple. It's sensory grounding. All it does is gently re-engage your nervous system with the present moment, and it gives you some slightly different inputs. And what that does is it starts to interrupt the shutdown loop. So that dorsal vagal state that disconnects you from your body and your environment, this is putting you back into it. It's reversing the disconnection through the simplest possible mechanism: physical presence in the real world. So just 5 minutes outside, slow, no input. Do it every day at the same time if you can for a period of a week. I'm going to put the instructions in the captions so they're there for you. Now, this isn't going to fix things, but it's going to improve them. It's not going to bring the fire back in a day, in 5 minutes, but it will start to close the difference between the version of you that's watching life from the outside in grayscale and the version of you that's actually there in your life in full colour. That flat, disconnected state is not you. It's not who you've become. You don't have to stay in that. It's just a capacity state. It's a physiological state. And capacity states can change when the correct input is applied consistently. Because the fire isn't gone, it's just shut down. And that's a different problem with a different solution.